So, welcome back to The Ripple Effect. I'm Jake.
I'm Shelby.
And I'm Lauren.
And this week we are playing True Confessions with none other than Father Will Schmid, the pastor of St. Mary Magdalene. Father Will, welcome.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for being here with us.
Oh, my
Thanks for
pleasure.
making it
This is
out.
going to be awesome.
Hey, welcome. We're glad you're here.
Yeah.
Great.
So, just so everyone knows how the game is played, we have two envelopes here, right, Father Will?
Two.
Number one, number two. One envelope contains a truth about you. One contains a lie. We're going to pick an envelope. Father is going to read what is written inside. We will have 60 seconds to interrogate him to find out whether it is actually true or false. Then at the end of that time, we make a guess and find out the truth.
Okay.
Make sense?
True confession.
So
Awesome.
let's set ourselves a 60-second timer
All
here.
right.
And what
One
number are you
minute on
guys
the clock.
thinking?
I think 2. Should we go 2? First
Yeah.
is the worst, second is the best.
Sure.
All right, number
Number
two.
Number two.
2?
Number
You
two?
wanna hold it
Okay.
up to this
2.
shot right here.
Number two.
The
Number
shot right
two.
here.
All
Two.
right. Okay.
Okay.
Number 2. Here we go. Number 2 reads, I was once almost stranded in the country of Guatemala.
In Guatemala.
Mm.
Okay,
Stranded.
60 seconds
Almost
on the clock.
stranded
Almost stranded.
in Guatemala.
When
Okay.
were you there?
I was in there summer of 2000 and, hold on, it was 8 or 7, I can't remember off the top of my head.
Okay.
2007,
Okay.
2007, because I was a deacon in 2008.
So was like your flight canceled, or was this like?
No, I was almost left behind. Like I almost missed the bus from the school, the language school, to the airport.
Who abandoned you?
Well, we when
I'm
I
not
woke
gonna
up
name any
when I
names.
woke up that morning, I woke up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom, and the power had gone out, so the clock was flashing. And we were supposed to pick up a van ride from the school at 6 o'clock in the morning to take us to Guatemala City. And I had no idea what time it was.
Maybe.
So what did I do after I found
Yeah,
out?
what did you- that's a great
How did you
question.
respond?
Well, first of all, I had already turned in my key to the house. So once I left,
you were locked out.
I was locked out. So I had made a judgment decision to leave.
To leave.
To leave the house. I grabbed all my stuff and I walked. And I got all the way down the street towards the school. And I saw some guys working on their car, which I thought was kind of weird. But I said, okay, I'll ask them what time it was.
Nice.
And they told me it was 2:30 in the morning.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
so you know.
So I went and hid, and there was this little cubby area by a church around the corner, and I hid in that cubby.
From 2:30.
Yes. Until I started to see the sunrise a little bit, but again, I didn't have a watch, right?
Right.
And no cell phone because it's Guatemala and this is before smartphones, okay?
Yeah.
So
Before the
before
smartphone.
smartphones.
Imagine that.
Right.
Imagine.
So
No,
I
that
I
can't
saw
be
a
real.
lady walking by.
This is too detailed.
A lady walking by, and I asked her what time it was, and she told me it was 6 in the morning. And I walked around the corner, and there I saw one of my buddies trying to convince the van driver not to leave, but
To
to
wait
give
for
us
you.
a couple more minutes.
Wow.
That's the story. So you have to ask yourself, is that a true story or a false story?
Here's my first thought. That's a lot of detail.
There's a
lot of detail.
Which to me, I'm like, oh, then it's convincing.
Yeah, it seems plausible.
But I'm like, maybe too much detail. Like a cubby? That's like, oh, and I hid
Why working on their car?
in 2 in
Were
the
they
morning.
really working on their car? Is that?
But why would he make that part up? You know?
Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna say I think it's true.
Okay, you
Yeah.
think it's true?
I think it sounds too real to be false.
I don't know. I just feel like Father Will's a very prompt person.
Mhm.
He's often, almost always on time.
He would be wearing a watch always. No?
Right? I feel like. He's very adventurous, though.
Yeah.
So I feel like that.
And
that
responsible, so he would be like, shoot, I gotta go
I
find
have to
out.
get out of this house at 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
Right.
But you can disagree.
You say true
Maybe he wanted to stay in Guatemala and
stay there forever. I would
maybe
want to
it's
stay in
a
Guatemala.
semantics thing.
All right, I say false.
Okay,
I say that there's
falso.
no way. That's not real. Falso.
Okay.
It is false.
Yes. Yeah.
So the story is true, but it wasn't me.
Oh.
The Details.
It happened to
I knew
Father John Parks.
Oh,
And
No.
I was the
man.
seminarian trying to convince the driver to
I know you.
Okay,
Wow.
That's
I knew
awesome.
the story had to be real, but it didn't sound like Father was.
wait.
Man, good discernment.
Yeah,
Thank
Good
you.
job.
Wow,
Thank you.
look at
Give me
that.
5.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
okay.
that was so good.
That was
Yeah,
great.
that's awesome.
Yeah, for the sake of it, you got to tell
So
us.
you
What's
want to
the
hear the
truth?
true one?
Tell
Yeah,
us the truth, Father.
Tell us the true story.
All right,
What
so
could
here's the
possibly be
true.
more- Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
I once performed the Napoleon Dynamite dance at a sports bar. It was a Friday night in the seminary, and we were going out. It was my first year in the seminary, and we went to just a sports bar to get some burgers and to hang out. And they had, one of those jukebox playing, and
Uh-huh.
the Jamiroquai's "Canned Heat," which is the song, started playing.
Got it.
And I said, "Oh, hey, I once did the Napoleon Dynamite dance at a Life Teen,
Nice.
talent show."
Obviously.
Yeah.
And they didn't believe me, so I just got up in the middle of the sports bar and started doing the dance.
Did you dance? A couple questions. Do you still know the Napoleon
I
Dynamite
do
dance?
not know it. I do not know it anymore.
Any
It's
You
alright.
don't know.
Yeah. Some of this one?
You know?
Yeah.
No, it has been. That was 2003. So
Okay.
it's been
Okay.
a long time since.
What was the reaction?
Yeah.
In the
People
bar?
went nuts.
Yeah.
People started clapping and cheering. Like other people I didn't even know saw me.
Next time on the Ripple Effect.
Next time on the Ripple Effect.
Now you fat lard.
Father Will, thank you so much for joining us
Thank
for
you.
this
Yes.
episode.
Great, great
of
joy.
awesome.
A
Thanks,
lot of
Father
fun.
Will.
This has been True Confessions with Father Will Schmidt, everybody. Make sure to subscribe for weekly videos, and we will see you next week.